Hi guys, I'm Cat Navarro Lee with IdeateTV, and I'm here at Dances with Films, and I'm here with a team of Something Casual. I've got Brandon and Anie. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So I know a little bit about your film, and it is about dating and relationships, and everybody knows that that's very complicated in LA. So how did you come up with this idea, and how did you maneuver it?
Sure. So I went through a breakup, but the thing is, it's not really like a full breakup which is what the film dissects. If it's like a relationship that feels really intimate, but you don't put labels on it. So it's like, how do you justify your feelings when it wasn't really like, when it was something casual, like the name. And so it like kind of dissects like what that is in modern dating. Why is it so prevalent between people like looking for intimacy, but shunning away from commitment? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Anie, were you able to relate to this, and how did you kind of find your way into the story?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think most people can relate to the subject matter. I myself dated a lot of people and struggled with relationships where there wasn't labels or there was miscommunications. And I found my way onto the project because I'm married to Brandon. So I eventually got out of it. And I wanted to help with the project, so I produced it.
Love that. You know, I'm meeting so many people who are like in families or, just known each other for so long. So it's really like a community team. And so what are some of the challenges that come along with working so closely together?
I mean, the upsides are that we're always together, so we can be always working on the project, but also the downsides are that we could always be working on the project. So it was just tough to figure out when to take breaks. But it was a really fun 3 weeks of shooting, and then post-production, we were always around each other in our own homes, so we could always shoot ideas back and forth.
It's always fun to have a partner to be able to bounce things off of at any moment, where like she says, we're always around each other. So like if I'm in an edit and I have a question, instead of like having to like email producer or whatever, I can just turn and be like, hey, does this work for you? Is this not working? It's like immediate feedback. And so like always being able to work together at any time, it's a good thing, I think. Yeah.
Probably very honest feedback, right?
Married couple, definitely we can be really candid and honest with each other, and I think it just made the project better.
So if you're both kind of calling on your own personal experiences, was that kind of tough since you are married, that maybe there's some things you don't want to completely dive into? Mm-hmm.
Definitely, like, you don't want to hear all the details, but then again, we are making art, so like sometimes you have to be vulnerable and just kind of put that aside. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing was like maybe from the first draft, it came from a place of like personal, like it came from a personal place, but then it becomes the characters and the story becomes different because you can't. I always heard a great thing where it's like reality's great, but interesting's better. So like whether it happened that way, but if it's like better to tell its story a different way, it becomes a completely different beast. And I think that helped the story being like, that was fine, but that's a good starting point. Let's move on from there, kind of thing.
Right, like weaving the imagination along with what's inspired by real life. So what's the biggest piece of advice that you guys would give to other filmmakers who want to get into the film festival next year, who want to make something?
Mm-hmm.
I would say lean on your community as much as you can. It's independent filmmaking. Our movie, a lot of people helped us. We had friends being extras on set. We had friends of friends lending us locations. So I would just say, like, really lean on your network and your community.
Yeah. I'm just going to concur with that. Also, Chapman Film School and a couple other, or Chapman Law School and a couple other schools do free lawyer work. So a lot of people don't know that for independent films, but I can't stress that enough because that's a huge save. Because that's all the, like, I think there's a lot of really talented filmmakers, but they don't know the nuts and bolts about certain things, and things start adding up in a hurry. Because anybody can get a bunch of friends and get a camera and go out and do a movie on a weekend, but the logistics of it are really important. So something like that, and otherwise community is important. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that, because it's true. Like, a lot of people our artists have great ideas, but then we also need somebody who's like a how-to, like a business person. Yeah. Well, where can we find out more about your film, and where can people find out more about your team?
Yes, we're on social media. Our handle on Instagram and on TikTok is Something Casual Film.
Exactly. Yep. That's it.
Great. Well, guys, Something Casual, very relatable. I think a lot of people can really dive into that. LA is a completely different ballgame when it comes to dating.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm happy to be on it.
Yeah, well, married couple, amazing. Check out their film, Something Casual. Thank you so much, guys. I'm Kat with IdeateTV.